Chapter 15 Dynamic Position Sizing. In this chapter, I will discuss the technique of varying your position size to fit different trading situations. First of all, if you are a beginner trader with less than 1 year of trading experience, then I strongly suggest that you do not try this technique until you have accumulated enough trading experience through different market conditions. This is because the effectiveness of this technique depends largely on your trading history, experience, and commitment to your trading plan. Without it, you would not be able to apply it correctly. So be patient, watch the video, but please resist the temptation to try it out now. Dynamic position sizing refers to the trader's ability to adjust position size according to the risk associated with the trade. To put it in one simple sentence, this is about knowing when you should be trading smaller size to keep losses small and when to be trading bigger size to capture more profit potential. The technique is simple. Reduce your position size for trades that you assess to be extra risky. Increase your position size for trades that you have been historically very good at. This technique relies on the trader's ability to recognize situations with more or less risk than what they would normally see. This is the reason why I don't think it is possible for a beginner trader to apply this technique. We start off by sorting different trade setups into categories. Depending on the strategy that you trade, you could have as few as 2 categories or as many as you can think of. This technique can be applied to any trading strategy and not limited to just price action reversals. I'm going to use myself as an example to demonstrate how it works. I have 3 categories of trades for price action reversals. I call them risk profiles: standard risk, high risk, and low risk. Because I have been keeping a journal and logbook for all of my trades, I was able to go through them and see the patterns on my own trading. My high-risk profile included trades that were taken close to high-impact news releases such as interest rate or non-farm payroll. Trades that were taken on support resistance level that were either too old or too new. This profile also included trades that were stressful for me to manage. My low-risk profile included trades that had more price action evidence to support the trade rather than against it. Examples would be indecision candles forming nicely right on top of support resistance zone, clean preceding trends, or no high impact news within the next few days. This profile also included trades that hit their targets with minimal trade management and stress. Everything that does not fall into high risk or low risk were put into the standard risk profile. This is only an example of what I do. You don't need to follow it exactly. You can do it in any way you think is suitable based on your own experience. Now that we have sorted all of our trades into profiles, it's time to come up with a rule that determines the position size based on the risk profile of the trade. I use a very simple rule for myself. Add 50% more to my normal position size for low-risk setups. Half my normal position size for high-risk setups. As an example, if my normal trading size is 0.5%, then I would trade 0.75% on a low-risk setup and 0.25% on a high-risk setup. I have my own way of working out what is the right standard position size for me. I talk about this in part 1 of chapter 9 under module 5. Please refer to those videos for more information. Again, you can choose how much size to add on or cut off. This is the hardest part of the entire process. Once you have your own rule, it is absolutely critical that you follow it at all times. If you are not 100% committed to this rule, it could make you less profitable. You have to be able to trade with bigger size on setups that statistically have been most profitable to you. It's important to know that your gut feeling of risk will depend largely on your emotions at the time of trading. You might feel very confident after a few consecutive winners, and therefore feel that it's okay to trade a high-risk setup with normal size. After all, you have been winning, so it's okay to risk a bit more, right? Absolutely not. This way of trading will make you go backwards. Regardless of how many winners you are going through, when a high-risk setup comes along, you must be trading it with the correct size according to your rule. Likewise, you must be able to increase size when you trade a low-risk setup, regardless of how many losses you've just had. This is another reason why I list this video as advanced. It's easy to start, but it requires 100% commitment from the trader. The last step in the process is to review your trading results on a regular basis in order to keep your risk profiles up to date. I recommend updating them every 30 to 50 trades. It is necessary to review them because different setups will sometimes move from one profile to another. For example, you could have started out with great results trading on the day of non-farm payroll, therefore you put it in a low-risk profile. As time goes by, you begin to have more trades stopped out due to spikes on the news release. 1 year later, you gather more statistics and you can see that trading on the day of non-farm payroll is now more suitable in the high-risk profile. By constantly reviewing your performance, you will be able to stay up to date with the long-term statistics of your trading. The reason why I don't trade reversals on Mondays or Fridays is because my performance on those days are very poor compared to the rest of the week. So I made a choice to eliminate them from my trading plan. However, I still trade them on a demo account because I want to keep track of their performance. It could turn out that my decision to skip them are based on a smaller sample of trades at the time, but long-term picture could be different. In my case, I'm happy to say that I continue to do poorly on Mondays and Fridays, so the decision to not trade on those days is still valid. I will mention it one more time because it is very important that you remember this if you want to apply this technique. Once you begin, you must commit to it on each and every trade without fail. This technique is a reflection of your own trading experience and you have to respect that. You might feel uncomfortable to find out that you have been trading very poorly on setups that you think were your best. You should prepare yourself mentally to discover that most of your trades have been too risky. This is especially common if you are new to trading or learning a new strategy. You need to be able to forgive yourself from your past mistakes and move on. This technique will surely bring you some pain, and that's a good thing because the pain will push you to grow into a better trader.